Each time I look outside, I can see the different beautiful creations of the universe. From the birds that fly up to the sky, the leaves of the trees that dance with the wind, down to the animals that make the ground their home. Although they look different and have their unique beauty, the moment I look closer to all of them, I notice that they have all shapes and patterns. Let's say, for example, when it's snowing, the snowflakes that fall from the sky have captivating patterns engraved on them. Also, the pattern of a tree trunk. And every shape, you can notice something unique in the environment. Did you know that all of these have meanings? All of these can be understood through getting to know sacred geometry. In today's Inspiration Calling video, we will talk about what is sacred geometry, how to use it, and what benefits it may bring to your life. But before we even get there, help us grow our community by subscribing to our channel. And please don't forget to click the notification bell too so we can notify you whenever we upload new content. If you're done with that, let's get straight into the video. Basically, sacred geometry is used to understand the spiritual meaning of various shapes. This is usually used to study forms, numbers, and patterns that we can all see in the natural world, just like the examples we said a while ago. In fact, sacred geometry is so broad and complex that it covers even the shapes and patterns that exist beyond your naked eye, meaning it can understand even those that are on a cellular level, astrological, and planetary. The whole idea can be traced back to ancient Egyptians and Mesopotamian cultures. They believe that the universe is flowing through such intricate and specific equations that nothing is ever randomly added. Everything has meaning. Although this has been a common belief before, it only gained popularity in ancient Greece through the help of philosophers like Pythagoras and Plato. Sacred geometry believes that nothing is in isolation. All the things you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell play a role in this universe. Everything is connected to everything else. In order to make sense of our world, we also need to understand their relationship and how their patterns connect to each other. However, since it includes the word geometry, you might find this topic to be very intimidating at first. In reality, it isn't really that complicated, and you're not required to solve complex mathematical problems too. You just have to be mindful of the shapes, patterns, and forms around you to reach what sacred geometry teaches. Sacred geometry highlights the idea that everything is connected, and knowing that can provide us comfort and reassurance that everything happening in our lives is meant to be. Sacred geometry helps you understand and also attain the sense of natural alignment. Working with sacred geometry talismans and symbols is another way to more consciously apply this principle to your life. Mandalas and Sri Yantras are two examples of designs made from sacred geometry that provide focal places for meditation states. Wearing sacred geometric jewelry or arranging your crystals on a crystal grid in geometric patterns are two ways to induce these experiences. Now, I know that you are very interested in how this works. Although it is not that complicated, this topic can still be a very long one. For the sake of time and just to give you an idea of what sacred geometry is, let us focus on its common shapes and the meanings they hold. In sacred geometry, each shape holds a special meaning. Here are some of them. Triangle. A triangle has three sides, right? Then the length of all sides are also equal. This is why the triangle has been seen as the sacred geometry shape that symbolizes balance and harmony. The three sides of the triangle also stand for different meanings. It refers to our body, mind, and spirit. If the triangle you see has its point facing upwards, it means that there is consciousness arising or increasing. However, if you see a triangle pointing downwards, it means that there is a strong feminine energy and reproduction. This symbolizes the womb space. Circle. Circles are without corners or ends. They do not have a clear beginning or ending if not stated directly. If you trace a circle, you might come into a never-ending loop of following its outline. In sacred geometry, the shaped circle can be a symbol of both oneness and never-ending things. In fact, this can be very evident in how the pi was solved. We all know that the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter is a pi. Usually, we just list its value as 3.14, but if you write its entire value, you might not come to an end. It's a number that goes on forever. Square. The square's relationship to sacred geometry is what gives it its strength. The square stands for steadiness, the permanence of substance, solid foundations, and order. For example, think about the base of the pyramid. It's a square, right? This is why this shape is seen as foundational, dependable, and stable. The square in the physical world indicates a static arrangement of stuff. It maintains the physical world's volumetric principle and is in charge of solidity, dependability, and sturdiness. The square is dependable. It always abides with its promises. Although stability is nice, there is one drawback. It lacks dynamism. It is far too static. Matter, which is ruled by the realm of the square, is prone to being overly rigid and fixed. As a result, spirit and all of its accompanying qualities, inspiration, empathy, love, and zeal, are cut off from matter. Spiral. Where do you usually see spirals? It can be from the shell of a snail, the earth spiraling and traveling around the sun in space, or even in some artworks. You can also notice this in the Fibonacci sequence or the golden ratio. These are the physical manifestations of the expression, as above, so below. The spiral represents both the Kundalini and the ascent of consciousness on the path of soul evolution. The spiral represents how energy moves through the chakras as they revolve in a circle. Each cell's DNA has a spiral form similar to a double helix. It represents life, creation, birth and rebirth, evolution, awareness, and growth or development. The flower of life. This shape can be described as a group of 7 overlapping circles that unify in the form of a flower. This shape is one of the most popular examples when talking about sacred geometry. You might have seen this already in spiritual art, a tattoo, and other works. The flower of life is a symbol of protection. It also represents creation as well as how each of us and everything around us is connected into each other in some shape or form. Aside from that, the flower of life is also seen to harness creative energy, fertility, and blessings, which is why it is also called the seed of life. Vesica Piscis. A mathematical shape called the Vesica Piscis is created by joining 2 similar circles so that their centers cross at their perimeters. The Vesica Piscis is frequently utilized in seals organizations, other types of art, and Venn diagrams. The triquetra sign, the Relu triangle, and other symbols can also be derived from the Vesica Piscis, popularly known as the Jesus fish or ichthus. Freemasons have used it as a symbol for many years as well. As demonstrated in the writings of Vitruvius, the Vesica Piscis has historically been utilized as a system of proportions for construction. The egg of life. A representational sign for fertility, fresh life, and rebirth. The process that creates the flower of life has 2 iterations, the second of which is the egg of life. You can create the egg of life by adding 6 more circles to the seed of life. The 3-dimensional Metatron's cubes, 8 spheres, can also be used to create this. And finally, the tree of life. Another well-known universal symbol is the tree of life, which stands for many different systems in various cultures and religions. All of the forces in the universe have a hierarchy, which is provided by the tree of life. It can also serve as a guide for the soul and understanding of the nature of God. The name Sephiroth, which means emanation, is given to the 10 spheres or nodes. These are linked by intersectional points between 7 circles. On the tree of life, the topmost node or circle stands for universal consciousness. The physical world is represented by the node at the bottom. The remaining ones symbolize various aspects of the soul. These can be broken down into 3 pillars: the pillar of severity, mildness, and mercy. Okay, those are the shapes and their meanings in sacred geometry. Although you have learned a lot from this aspect of the topic, always keep in mind that there is more to it. If you want us to help you learn more on the manifestations of the sacred geometry in different aspects of life, let us know in the comments section below. That's it for today's video. You can leave any of your questions, suggestions, or reactions in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever a new video is up. Until next time, thank you for watching.